I just realized how horrible I look today. I am a week away from a haircut, and you know how it is in that last, I don't know, like 7 to 10 days before you're due for a haircut, and you're like, my hair is driving me insane. The other problem with it is I'm trying to grow it out a little bit, and which I know is kind of a joke, but oh my gosh, it looks so bad today. I'm trying to grow it out, so it's just, and it needs to be colored so that it'll have a little bit more body, and it's rough today, but we had some errands to run and a bunch of things to do around the house, and so I wasn't too worried about how I looked today, and now I'm paying for it. Okay, so speaking of needle punch, I had shown you this. This was the little rooster that I had started after I finished some other needle punch. Now I can't even remember. But I started it, I don't know, a couple months ago, and pulled it out the other day. Felt like doing needle punch and finished it in about 40 minutes. Like I had 40 minutes worth of punching to do. So I got it finished, and I had this idea that I had this tart, a large hanging tart. I bought these either at Walmart or possibly Michael's Hobby Lobby. I don't remember. I feel like it was Walmart. I bought them in the fall, and I finished a little witch in one of these, and it turned out really cute. So I pulled it down. I had it hanging up in my office empty, and I pulled it down, and I got some fabric from my stash, and I stitched the little rooster to this fabric, and then I mounted this fabric on a circle, and then I added this, I tore this fabric and added it around the outside, or around the inside of the lip of the tart pan, and then mounted that in there and added the bow, and it hangs in my kitchen. Oh, and then I added buttons. And the reason I added these buttons, well, a couple reasons. I have a huge jar of antique buttons that I've been trying to use up, and I got a piece of glue, of fabric glue, on the outside of the circle, like right here. I don't remember where, here or here. And that fabric glue stains, and so I had to add something, and so then when I added a little grouping of buttons here, well, I had to add them in other places, and I think they look fine. So this hangs in my kitchen against that sweet cream, that newly painted sweet cream wall, and it looks cute, and this bow worked just perfectly. I actually bought this ribbon to use at Maddie's graduation party, and we didn't need it, and I bought just a bunch of blue, and kind of her colors for her party were blue and yellow, blue and gold. So I thought that worked really well. And so that's my finish for, I think this is called Night Patrol. And it is a, Sean Williams design. Threads That Bind is the company. So it, just super cute. And I'll tell you what, the needle punches, they go quick. They are quick and easy and no problem to stitch up, and lots of options on finishing those, and they're very easy to finish as well. So next I started kind of the companion piece to that, which is a little rabbit that's kind of like Night Thief or something. The rabbit is running through, I think, the chicken coop. And so then I'll get another little tart pan and do something similar and finish it similarly, and then I'd like to do the bee garden. So okay, that's all the cross stitch and needle punch I've been doing. I have been doing some other things here and there. I've been busier than I thought I would be after graduation, which is weird. Some of it having to do with my mother-in-law, but yeah, some of it, I don't know. Anyway, it's life. It's life. I showed you this a while back. Birds of a Feather needlepoint canvas, painted needlepoint canvas that I fell absolutely in love with and thought would look really pretty in my kitchen. I sort of have a lot of things for my kitchen now, and I really don't have that much wall space in my kitchen, but I can probably find other spots for this. So anyway, I worked on this last night. This is the stuff that this is the canvas that I bought, the cloche thread for, and I did try that. I love that thread, and it'll be really nice to cross stitch with, but it wasn't working for me with canvas. I needed something with a little more sustenance to it. So on Saturday, before I stopped in at Julie's, I went to the Needlepoint store, Village Needleworks, and chose the colors in the this thread is gorgeous. It is called, I always forget what it's called. It's Silk and Ivory. It's 50% silk and 50% merino, made in Switzerland. It looks like this. But anyway, so I got a start, and I don't know if you can kind of see where I've stitched and where I haven't on the little checkerboard border there. But I do love to do needlepoint, and when Gail comes over tonight, I will probably do needlepoint because it takes a lot less thought and concentration and no counting. So I've been working on that. I also, Vonna talked about, or did a post on Facebook, I think, and maybe Instagram, about English paper piecing, and that she had gotten supplies to do English paper piecing. English paper piecing is the first adult craft I learned to do, like, as a grown-up. Not that it's an adult craft, but that it was the first thing that I as an adult learned to do. Like, I learned to cross stitch in college, but you're not really an adult in college. So once I had all my children, and my youngest was a baby, and my husband told me I needed a hobby, I chose English paper piecing. And so Maddie just turned 18 in January. So that means that I have been doing English paper piecing for the last 18 years, maybe we say 17 years, and I have never not had a project going in English paper piecing. I've probably only done 3 or 4 English paper pieced quilts, maybe a few more that were small, but each one might take me 2 years, 3 years, but I just always kind of have a project in the works. I'll get tired of it and not want to do it for a while, and then I'll be obsessed with it and want to do it every night. But I thought, oh yeah, I should get my English paper piecing project out and show you guys. So this is one of the blocks. This is the largest hexagon English paper piecing I've ever done. I usually do 1-inch pieces, and I thought it would be fun to try something large, and I'm using this line of Moda fabric that I'm not going to be able to tell you the name of, but if anybody wants to know, I'll be happy to look. I just have to run upstairs and see what it's called. I might even have it on here somewhere. Oh, I do. This is a Moda line called In the Woods, and it's just kind of browns and peaches and greens, and I don't know if you can see, just beautiful, lovely fabrics. So, and this is the first time I've used the pre-cut hexagons. I usually just run off the copies on printer paper and then cut them out, and that you're always subject to some error in cutting when you do that. But these are the little die cut pieces. They have a little more oomph to them than the pieces that that you cut from printer paper. But yeah, so that's my English paper piecing, and I love the basting of the. I love to sit at night. If I'm tired, I'll sit at night and just baste a whole bunch of these. Baste the fabric onto the hexagon, and then when I'm less tired, then I can put them all together. But I haven't decided how I'm going to finish this one. I may applique these. I may hand applique these to an off-white, to maybe like off-white squares. And I saw one the other day that was the square that it was appliqued to was made up of different pieces of off-white, like maybe 4 different pieces of off-white sewn together into a square, and then this was appliqued onto that, and I thought that looked really neat. But anyway, that's my English paper piecing project. That'll probably take me 100 years to finish. And then I've actually been doing a lot of knitting, and I have to watch my time here. And I mentioned a while back that I had never done a sweater, and I had gotten a sweater pattern from Lion Brand and purchased the yarn. So this is called the Midtown Cardigan, and this is just a black and white copy. I don't know if you're going to be able to see, but it's supposed to be a simple cardigan pattern to do. And so this is the yarn, and this is done with a superwash merino wool. It's a Lion brand, and I think it's maybe a new Lion brand wool yarn, a new line of yarn that they have. But it's really soft and lush and nice, and I love gray. And now I'm going to try to show you this, and it's all wrapped up in my prayer shawl project, which I threw in here the other day. I'm using a needle, and I'm not going to be able to tell you the name of it. This is all tangled up. This is just my beginning. This is my cast on row. It's like cast on 126 or something. So that's just my very beginning of it. That's all I've gotten. And it's all tangled up here with my prayer shawl piece, which is looks like this. So that's the prayer shawl that I'm working on. And I really pretty much only work on that when our prayer shawl group meets, and we only meet once a month. So, but then I ordered some yarn from Little Skein in the Big Wool, and they're a company that someone mentioned to me, and I'm sorry I have forgotten your name now, but someone mentioned to me in one of my comments on one of my videos about having beautiful hand-dyed yarn, and oh boy, gorgeous hand-dyed yarn. And she did a whole batch of yarn in Jane Austen type colors, and I just could not resist. And so and with that, and this is all Jane Austen inspired. So with that, and you know, I'm listening to Pride and Prejudice right now on Audible. But she put out a pattern called the Paint Box Wrap, and it looks like this. And what's interesting about this pattern is, and I've made lots of shawls, and I love shawls, but what's interesting about this pattern is you use one large skein, and look at, I don't know if you can see how unbelievably the lighting is kind of washing this out. This is the most lush skein of peach colored, I don't even know, it's so beautiful. So this is the main color, and then you get all these other little teeny skeins of different colors that you knit into the scarf. And so a pink and a purple and a blue and all the a variegated, I mean, just all of these beautiful colors. So that'll be a lot of fun to do. And so you can see where there's this one, I think they use the blue as the main, and then put all these other colors in it. And so yeah, so that's a lot of fun. I kind of feel like working on that right now. Yeah, but you know, other than that, I don't have much going on. I am insane. So, okay, here's the deal. I'll tell you this in a minute. We leave Friday, or Maddie and I leave Thursday and go to Chicago to see Caitlin. Her birthday is Thursday, mine is Friday. We're going to celebrate our birthdays and just take an architectural boat tour and have all kinds of fun. A week from Thursday, Julie and I leave and fly to Cincinnati for StitchCon. A week from that Thursday, our whole family is leaving to go up to Sioux Falls, South Dakota for Maddie's orientation at Augustana University. And we're going to spend 4 days up there. So, and then a month from that, our family leaves to fly to London, England, where we're going to spend 10 days. 10 days between London and Brighton and Dublin, Ireland. So I will hope to film again in the next couple weeks, but no promises. I don't know how it's going to go. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope you guys are having a great day, getting lots of stitching in, and I hope to talk to you soon. Bye, guys.